Picture a dusty Oklahoma cafe, where the grease stains are older than the dreams of its waitress. Lena, a 45-year-old single mom with a tongue sharp enough to cut glass. When a smug suit and a flashy watch tries to put her in her place, she boots him out, only for his chilling whisper to unleash a storm that shatters the diner windows, cups and all. The town's buzzing with fear and rumors, calling Lena a witch, while her teenage daughter, Claire, looks at her with wide, worried eyes. Something's awake in Lena, a power tied to her mother's cryptic warnings, stirring winds she can't control. As the sheriff pokes around and locals turn hostile, a stranger hints at corporate eyes watching her every move. What's the secret behind her storm? A force buried in her family's past. With every gust, Lena's uncovering a conspiracy that could tear the town apart or set her free. Is she a victim, a threat, or something bigger? This 6-part saga of defiance, mystery, and raw power will grab you by the collar and not let go. Jump in and brace for the storm.
What happened when a waitress boots a jerk? His whisper unleashes a storm that changes everything. I'm Lena, 45, a waitress at Dottie's Café in an Oklahoma town where dreams go to die. The place is a dive, sticky counters, the stench of burnt grease, a neon sign flickering like it's on its last breath. I sling burgers, mop floors, and wipe sweat from my brow, all to keep the lights on and my daughter, Claire, 17, from falling into the same trap I did. My jeans are frayed at the knees, my apron stained with coffee, and my back aches after a 12-hour shift. But I'm tough. Years of scraping by, dodging leers, and raising Claire alone have made me sharper than a broken bottle. I grew up in dumps like this, where every stare's a judgment, every smile a lie. You learn to stand tall, snap back, even when the world's pressing down like the Oklahoma heat, thick and merciless, sticking to my skin. The cafe's packed today. Truckers, farmers, a few locals nursing coffees like their life support. I weave through tables, ignoring greasy jokes from Bob, a trucker with an anchor tattoo. Claire's behind the counter, her red hair in a messy ponytail, eyes glued to her phone, but she flashes me a grin that keeps me going. I don't say it, but on proud words stick, like burnt toast in the toaster. The morning drags, the air heavy with heat and fried onions, when he walks in, a guy in a slick suit, maybe 50, slicked back hair, eyes cold as a snake's. His watch glints like a taunt, his smirk screams money. He sits by the window, doesn't touch the menu, and snaps his fingers like I'm a dog. Coffee, now, he barks, his voice dripping with contempt, like I'm dirt on his polished shoes. I grit my teeth, pour the coffee, but rage simmers. Want the menu? I ask, my tone sharp but civil, a knife still sheathed. He laughs, short and mean, waving me off. You're not here to talk, sweetheart. Do your job, sweetheart. At 45, my blood boils, but I set the cup down, coffee sloshing. He grabs my wrist, his fingers cold, clammy. Listen up, he hisses, eyes narrowing. People like you stay in line, that's it. I yank my arm free, my voice cutting like glass. Get out. Now, the calf goes quiet, forks freeze, Bob stops chewing, suit smirks, stands, but instead of leaving, he leans close, his whisper icy, like wind before a storm. You will regret this, Lena, it's just the start. How does he know my name? His words hit like a fist. Something cracks inside me, a heat flaring in my chest. Wild, like when I was a kid and my anger whipped up winds, knocking over cans. Mama, her face stern, whispered, hide the storm, Lena. It's dangerous. I thought it was just temper, but now, as suit heads for the door, the calf shakes. Glasses rattle, curtains thrash, and a storm reel, raging, explodes inside. Wind howls, ripping menus from tables, shattering cups, lightning flashing outside, lighting up his smirk as he vanishes into the dark. The cafe's chaos. Claire screams, ducking behind the counter. Patrons huddle against walls. I stand, heart pounding, hands shaking, the storm fading, but its echoes in me. What did I do? Eyes Bob's, Claire's, everyone's pinned me with fear and questions. I wipe my hands on my apron, but I know this isn't over. The storm's mine, and it's awake. When a whisper sparks a storm, what's a waitress hiding? The cafe's in ruins, and the town's buzzing. I'm Lena, 45, standing in the wreckage of Dottie's Café, where my storm left scars like a bar fight. Tables are overturned, glass crunches underfoot, the air smells of wet wood and stale coffee. Claire, my 17-year-old daughter, sweeps debris, her red hair sticking to her face, eyes full of questions I can't answer. I wipe sweat from my brow, apron stained, heart racing like after a rush hour shift. That suit's whisper, "You'll regret this," Lena loops in my head, sharp as the neon sign flickering outside. How'd he know my name? What triggered the storm? I flash back to childhood, when my tantrums stirred winds, toppling neighbors' trash cans. Mama, her voice tight, said, "Hide it, Lena. They'll come for you." I thought she meant gossips, but now I'm not sure, and fear settles in my gut like Oklahoma dust. The cafe's closed, the sign's dark, but the town's alive with talk. I head to the gas station for cigarettes I quit 10 years ago, but my hands need something to do. The air's thick with gasoline and scorched asphalt, cicadas humming like rumors. The clerk, an old guy with a weathered face, eyes me as he counts change. "Heard the storm was your doing, Lena," he mutters, his gaze probing. I shrug, sarcasm my armor. "Yeah, I'm the town weatherman now." His stare lingers, and I know gossip's spreading like cracks in the pavement. At the grocery store, two old ladies whisper, falling silent as I pass. "She's always been off," one hisses, their words stinging like sunburn. I grab milk for Claire, leave, but the town's turning, a noose tightening with every step. Back at the cafe, it's cordoned off. Sheriff Jack and deputies poke through rubble, radios crackling like cicadas. Jack, hefty with gray sideburns, nods, but his eyes are cold, wary. "Lena, we need to talk about what happened," he says, his voice firm but shaky. I cross my arms, my tone biting. "Weather got wild, Jack." "It happens." He doesn't buy it, his gaze searching for cracks. Claire calls from inside, her voice trembling, and I go, brushing past him. She shows me her phone, an anonymous text, "You caused the storm." They know. My stomach twists, heat flaring in my chest, and a bulb above the counter flickers, glass rattling. Claire steps back, eyes wide, but I grab her hand, whispering, "It's okay, I don't believe it." We lock up, head to our cramped apartment, worn couch, Mom's photos, lavender soap's faint scent. I sink down, staring at her picture, her smile warm but eyes sharp, like she knew this day was coming. The cafe was my kingdom, but it's crumbling, and I'm a target. The town's whispering, Jack's digging, and the storm inside me's growing, itching to break free. I look at Claire, asleep on the couch, her face peaceful, and swear to protect her, even if I don't understand what's in me. The mirror shows my gray eyes, but I feel the heat, ready to erupt. This isn't over, the storm's just begun, and I'm its heart. When a stranger knows your secrets, what does he want? Lena's storm unlocks a past she can't escape. I'm Lena, 45, holed up in my apartment, where lavender's scent can't mask the fear growing like a storm. Windows are shut, curtains drawn, but I feel the town's eyes. Jack's, that anonymous text they know. Claire's asleep in her room, her phone glowing, but I don't check, dreading more threats. My apron's draped over a chair, coffee stains like a map of my life, work, struggle, exhaustion. Dottie's Café is shuttered, its wreckage a mirror of my peace, shattered by the storm I unleashed without meaning to. I keep replaying Suit's whisper, the heat in my chest when he said my name. As a kid, my anger stirred winds, scattering leaves, freaking out neighborhood dogs. Mama, pale, whispered, "Hide the storm, Lena. They'll find us." I thought she meant busybodies, but her words cut deeper now, a truth I'm scared to face. I've worked my whole life pouring coffee, scrubbing counters, raising Claire alone after her dad bailed, leaving us with debts and a broken heart. The cafe was my world, every creak and grease stain familiar. Now it's gone, and I'm a stranger to myself. Yesterday, cleaning up glass, Bob said, "You never fit in." Lena, his words stung, but he's right, I've always been on the outside. I can't sleep, clutching Mama's photo, her gray eyes like mine, hiding a spark I ignored. What was she running from? Why's the storm back? A knock startles me, coffee spilling across the table, a dark stain spreading like my thoughts. I check the peephole. Some guy, 60, in a worn jacket, gray beard, eyes warm but cautious. "Lena, we gotta talk," he says, voice low, like distant thunder. I don't know him, but I open the door, hand trembling, ready to slam it. He steps in, scanning the couch, Mama's photos, Claire's room beyond. Calls himself Marcus, says he's tracking folks like us, his words heavy, like he's been running too. I laugh, sarcasm my shield. Like us, broke waitresses with attitude. He doesn't flinch, pulls a faded photo me, 10, in a park, my eyes blazing like storm clouds, wind tearing grass around me. My gut twists. I take it, the paper brittle, the truth sharp. "Your storm's a gift," Marcus says, voice steady but pained, tied to something old, buried by corporations. I scoff, but it lands. Corporations. This ain't a spy flick. He talks about a facility here, shut down in the 80s after incidents with people like me. Mama worked there, cleaning, never spoke of it. My eyes burn, a bulb flickers. Claire stirs in her sleep. Marcus nods, unsurprised. "You're being watched, Lena." That suit was their pawn. I want to call him nuts, kick him out. But the photo, Mama's warnings, the storm, it's too much. He slips out, leaving me with dread and heat in my chest. The apartment hums, mirror reflecting my eyes, gray, but sparking. The town, Jack, corporations, they're closing in, but I won't break. The storm's mine, and I'll find the truth, no matter what. When a waitress digs into her past, what do her storms reveal? The town's rage hides a chilling secret. I'm Lena, 45, and this Oklahoma town's a powder keg, with me as the match. Marcus's talk of corporations and my storms got me rattled, but I'm done hiding. I'm at the library, a crumbling heap with dusty air and buzzing lights, my sneakers squeaking on worn linoleum. The librarian, an old woman with a squinting glare, watches like I'm trouble. I dig through 1980s newspapers, fingers black with ink, and find a headline, "Woman vanishes after calf storm." She, like me, sparked a wind, then disappeared, a corporation sweeping it under. My pulse hammers. Mama worked at that calf, never talked about it. Another clipping mentions a nearby facility for anomalies, shut down after fatal incidents. My eyes burn, papers trembling like they feel my storm. The librarian backing away, her glasses glinting fear. I think of Mama's bedtime stories, whispered, about women in our family who felt the wind. I thought they were fairy tales, but now they're clues. Dottie's calf was my anchor, every creek home, but it's gone, and I see the cracks. Yesterday, serving coffee, a farmer's kid said, "You're a curse, Lena." His words burned, but I smirked, sharp. "I'm no curse, I'm fed up." I leave the library, sun blinding, dust coating my jeans. At my car, a mob blocks me. 10 folks, truckers, locals, led by a red-faced guy in a cap, fists clenched. "You wrecked the calf, witch," he yells, the crowd murmuring hate. I cross my arms, sarcasm my blade. "Witch, where's my broom?" My eyes flare, wind snatching his cap, the mob scattering, sun clutching crosses. I drive off, engine rumbling, their shouts lost in dust. I stop at the calf, closed, but I sip coffee at the counter, neon buzzing, grease calming. A new suit, not the suit, younger, cold eyes walks in, shoes gleaming, earpiece blinking. "Lena, stop digging," he says, voice like ice. I grin, sipping coffee. "Or what? I'll blow your tie off." My eyes burn, glasses rattle. He pales but stands firm. "You don't know what you're up against," he snaps, leaving. I shake, not from fear, from power. At home, I find Mama's diary in a box. Her shaky scrawl, "They stole my storm." My eyes blaze. Wind slams shutters. Claire calls, but I can't stop. The town, Jack, Corporations, they're closing in, but I'll tear their secrets apart, storm or not. When Lena's storm grows wild, what happens to her FOs? The suit's return shakes the town. I'm Lena, 45, and my world's a hurricane. My storm tearing through everything I thought I knew. This Oklahoma town's trembling, and I'm its eye, the heat in my chest sparking like lightning. I'm in the town square, sun scorching, jeans dusty, no apron, I'm not just a waitress anymore. The square's alive, farmers haggling, kids chasing dogs, air thick with dust and hay. I'm here to breathe, but stares truckers, vendors stick like tar. Mama's diary, her words about a stolen storm, burn like coals. My phone's quiet, but that text they know sits heavy, a warning I'm being hunted. I'm no victim, and my storm's ready to roar. I'm buying lemonade from a cart, the kid vendor shaking, dropping change, when a commotion hits by the courthouse. Suit the first one, slick hair stumbles out, face gaunt, eyes wild, like he's seen hell. He collapses, pointing at me, voice shattering the morning. It was her storm dragged me to a void, cold, endless. He sobs, spilling secrets, bribes, threats, tracking people like me for a corporation. I targeted her, humiliated her, cause they paid me. He wails, the crowd gasping, some nodding, knowing the truth. My heart races. I didn't call him back, but my storm hums, like justice waking up. Sheriff Jack pushes through, sideburns sweaty, eyes wary. Lena, we gotta talk, he says, voice low, fear flickering. I cross my arms, sarcasm sharp. Talk, or jail me for the forecast. My eyes blaze, a street light explodes in sparks, glass raining. The crowd yelps, Jack steps back, radio silent. I don't run, I step forward, voice steady. You want answers? Me too, he nods, uneasy, leading me toward the courthouse. Halfway, a new woman in a suit, short hair, earpiece blocks us, flanked by two in black. Lena, you're a threat, she snaps, voice cold. I grin, storm surging, eyes burning, wind ripping her scarf. Try me, I say, air howling, her goons palling, retreating. She glares, earpiece crackling, and bolts. The crowd parts as we reach the courthouse, there stares fear, awe, anger mixing like dust. Suits in a cruiser, still crying, his words a weight I didn't expect. I think of Mama, her warnings, her fear of them. She was right, but I'm not hiding. My eyes burn, bulbs flicker, air hums. I'm not just a waitress, I'm a force they fear, and I'm starting to get why. The crowd films, whispers, Jack's silent, but I know the corporation's coming, and my storm's just warming up. When a waitress owns her storm, what secrets break free? Her power rewrites the town's rules. I'm Lena, 45, no longer just a waitress hauling plates at Dottie's Café. My storms meet every gust, every spark in my eyes is my voice, and this Oklahoma town can't silence it. I'm at the sheriff's station, a tired building smelling of coffee and old paper, facing Jack, his sideburns twitching, eyes dodging mine. Suits in a cell, his confessions bribes, surveillance shaking the town like my storm. The crowd outside hums, their voices carrying my name, fear, respect, all tangled up. My jeans are dusty, shirt clinging, but I stand tall, like Mama taught. Her warnings hide the storm echo, her photos stern smile, gray eyes like mine, sparking. I'm not hiding, I'm ready. The woman in the suit strides in, short hair gleaming, earpiece flashing. She's alone, but her gaze cuts like a blade. Lena, you can't win, she says, voice icy, but there's a crack. I laugh, leaning back, chair creaking. Watch me, I say, eyes blazing, wind slamming windows, papers flying. She flinches, but slides a classified folder across the desk, edges worn, heavy with truth. You want it, take it, she snaps. I open it, hands steady, Jack watching, radio quiet. It's a gut punch, list of people like me, storms suppressed by Project Tempest since the 50s. Mama's name terminated in the 80s. After me, my throat tightens, fingers tracing her name, storm surging, bulbs bursting, glass raining. The woman pales, voice softer. You're the strongest, Lena. That's why they want you gone. I recall a calf regular, an old woman, saying, you're like my aunt, storm in her eyes. I brushed it off, but now it's clear mama, her aunt, me. We're links in a chain the corporation's breaking. Jack clears his throat, voice shaky. Lena, you exposed suit. Some folks are grateful. I nod, wary gratitude's fragile here. The crowd's softer, some nodding through the window, fear turning to hope. Marcus meets me outside, jacket flapping, eyes sparking like mine. There's more of us, he says, hand on my shoulder, solid. We'll fight. Lena, I nod, eyes burning, streetlights flickering, storm free. The folders under my arm, a map to others, a truth they can't bury. The town's shifting, Dottie's neon glows steady. The gas station clerk waves, small but enough. My apartment's home, Claire. Mama's photos, a new purpose. The mirror shows my eyes, storm alive, not a curse, but strength. I'm in a fight for justice, mama, us. The road's rough, but I'm not alone, and that's enough.